Hello, my friends, hello, and welcome once again to the adventurous Vaughn Manor. And today, it's another action-packed episode of Halls of Adventure. Yes, Halls of Adventure. Once again, Roger has been busy picking things up since the last time I saw you on Halls of Adventure. So let's see what he has brought into the manor. You just can't stop buying books, this guy. Okay, what did he bring to the manor this week? So this first thing I'm going to show you, I usually show you the comic book stuff first. And the first thing I'm going to show you is going to terrify poor Steve Donahue. Steve Donahue and I, we do our Epic Comic Book Wednesdays every week. Be sure to check out this week's Epic Comic Book Wednesdays. I put it out this morning. I'm sure it has like 3 views by now. Ever so popular. But yeah, I picked this up and it's going to terrify poor Steve Donahue. Ghost Rider, Epic Collection, Volume 1, Hell on Wheels, which were the Ghost Rider stories, the original Ghost Rider stories from 1972 through 1975. Old Bronze Age, nonsensical fun Ghost Rider. I loved these when I was a kid. It has the original Mike Plug Ghost Rider stories in it. It's fun stuff. I've been waiting for this. Ghost Rider Volume 1. So that was cool. And see, so what else has arrived at the manor this week? Let me shift things around. Okay. Okay, so this first thing I'm going to show you here, I actually found in a little library, a little free library, which I don't usually find things I want to read in the little free libraries, but I've gotten kind of lucky lately. And this one I was thrilled to find. This is Moaning at Midnight, The Life and Times of Howlin' Wolf, a biography of Howlin' Wolf, who I like an awful lot. This is by James Segrest and Mark Hoffman. Moaning at Midnight, The Life and Times of Howlin' Wolf. That is really cool. Yeah, I was thrilled. I was thrilled to find this. This is really an awesome thing to find. So now let's go through some of my vintagey books. I've got some vintagey science fiction books here that Shopaholic Roger picked up. This first one actually isn't science fiction. It looks like it, but it's not. This is Isaac Asimov's View from a Height. And what this is, it's a nonfiction book. And it's basically a collection of essays. Yeah, little essays about biology, chemistry, physics, and astronomy. So just a book of essays that looks like a science fiction book. So he did a lot of nonfiction, Isaac Asimov. And I haven't read a ton of it. I've read some of it, but not a ton of it. So this is kind of cool, and it looks like it'll be a good read, whatever it ends up being. So that was that, and next we are going to get into some science fiction, and this one is interesting. This is from Pierre Boulle, the author of Bridge Over the River Kwai and more famously Planet of the Apes. This is Time Out of Mind, which is a collection of short stories. So I've never seen this before. So this is pretty cool. I was actually happy to find this. It's got a really cool old vintagey science fiction cover. So yeah, Time Out of Mind. Daring prophetic adventures in time and space. So that's pretty cool. Pierre Boulle's Time Out of Mind. The next is from J.T. McIntosh, Flight from Rebirth. Flight from Rebirth, which is a book I've never heard of in my life. So yeah, of course I've got it. Got to add it to the vault of science fiction. Flight from Rebirth. That looks pretty cool. Now this next one is actually from Jack Vance. It's his first full-length novel, To Live Forever, by Jack Vance. To Live Forever. Cool old vintagey copy that originally cost 35 cents. To Live Forever, Jack Vance's first novel. Apparently, that's what it says on the back. I suppose I can, Google it and find out if it's actually his first novel, but it says it is, so okay. To Live Forever. Mature science fiction. It's mature. Not that immature science fiction. This is the mature stuff. I wonder what that means. The next one is from C.M. Kornbluth, and I was happy to find this. This is The Explorers from C.M. Kornbluth. This is a collection of Kornbluth's short stories, so that's really cool. We've got a gigantic moon in the background there and the traditional old-timey rocket ship. So yeah, The Explorers. Stories of far voyages in space, in time, in the mind of man. So yeah, there we go. The Explorers. That looks cool. This here is Jerry Soule's The Time Dissolver. The Time Dissolver, which is a book with a completely wacky vintage cover. I love these old weird vintage covers. I think this one might have been reused. I feel like I've seen this cover on another book, but maybe I'm hallucinating. Maybe I'm delusional, but I feel like I've seen this cover before on a different book, but I could be wrong. But this one is The Time Dissolver from Jerry Soule. And the next is another John Brunner. Now, every week here on Halls of Adventure, I get books by John Brunner for some reason, and this is Double Double. Double Double by John Brunner. This guy must have written a lot because I come across a ton of his stuff. John Brunner's Double Double. So that's kind of cool. The next one is a book I'm almost certain I've got lying lurking in the vault of science fiction somewhere. So this may end up eventually in another care package to someone. This is Telepath by Arthur Sellings. It's just such a cool cover. I'm pretty sure I've seen this one lurking around before. So yeah, it might end up leaving the vault. But it's just so cool. Just in case I didn't have it, I had to get it. Because look at it. It's The Telepath by Arthur Sellings. Telepath. It's pretty cool. Now, what else do I have here? I've got Piers Anthony's Triple Detente. Triple Detent. Piers Anthony. That's a pretty cool cover. That is a confused looking alien with kind of a Cthulhu looking alien dude in the background and just some guy like, what the hell? And are those balloons in the background? No, those are, I don't know what those are, but stuff's going on in this cover. It's really cool. It's Piers Anthony, Triple Detent. And the next is Beyond the Barrier. Beyond the Barrier by Damon Knight. Look at that. Look how trippy that cover is. That is just excellent. I mean, I love these vintagey old covers. I mean, just look at that. That is so cool. Beyond the Barrier. Beyond the Barrier. Now, this next book I do have in a collection. I think it's the Library of America collection I have this in. And this is James Blish, A Case of Conscience. But I don't have it as an individual paperback. So I thought, yeah, I'll pick that up. James Blish, A Case of Conscience. Yeah, because I ought to have that. I ought to have that as an individual book. I don't know why, but I ought to. This next one is from Wilson Tucker. This is The Man from Tomorrow. The Man from Tomorrow with eye rays. A man who could make us all obsolete. This astonishing novel tells of something which may be happening now. It may be. Maybe somebody out there is shooting rays from his eyes at this very moment. Tomorrow is already here. It's already here. You thought it was going to happen tomorrow, but it's happening today. Tomorrow is. Time paradoxes, they're confusing. So, The Man from Tomorrow. Don't worry about it. He's not going to show up until tomorrow. But wait, that's happening now. It's also terrifying. So, this next one isn't really vintage. It's from, I think, 91. But it just looked like fun. This is Zach Hughes' Motherlode. Motherlode. It's the Motherlode. She'd inherited the key to a stellar mystery that might bring her wealth or doom beyond any human's imagining. Well, I want to know what a doom beyond any human's imagining is, because it's beyond my imagining, and I want to find out what it is. And you know, I can if I read The Motherlode. The Motherlode doesn't sound like a science fiction novel, but it is. Look, there it is. Proof. Now, this next is a Philip Wiley book. Philip Wiley, who I like quite a bit, but I haven't heard of this book. This is a book called Triumph by Philip Wiley. It's not in the best shape, but it is the only copy of this book I've ever seen. Philip Wiley's Triumph. So I had to get it, right? I've never read it. I don't know if I even heard of this book, but Philip Wiley, excellent writer, so it's probably going to be really, really good. Yeah, Triumph, whatever that is, it's probably going to be really good. So I always leave my favorite book or books for the end, and this week they happen to be comic books. But they're majestic, wonderful comic books. I'm surprised I didn't have these before, but last week's Epic Comic Book Wednesday, Steve Donahue and I did one on Hellboy, and I realized I don't have the extra fancy library editions of Hellboy, so I got them. And this is volume 1. This has Seed of Destruction and Wake the Devil in it, and they're giant. And they're just beautiful, beautiful books. I mean, look at that. The artwork is reproduced magnificently, and I had to get it because eventually we'll be doing an Epic Comic Book Wednesday on the next Hellboy series, or the next Hellboy graphic novel, which is in here. And so, you know, I wanted to get the big, massive version of it. And it's not super heavy because the page count it's only 2 Hellboy graphic novels in there. So it's not like a ginormous omnibus, but it's way oversized, which is nice. So that's volume 1. I also got volume 2. Of course the rest are coming. Of course they are. But these are the 2 volumes I got. This week, this is The Chained Coffin and The Right Hand of Doom, where you find out why Hellboy has that big stone right hand. And the Chained Coffin is a great Hellboy story. Just really, really excellent. Look at that. This is just so cool. Just beautiful artwork, and it's all reproduced in this gigantic, beautiful volume. It's wonderful. So I was happy to get that. So yeah, Hellboy, library editions, volumes 1 and 2. That ends this Hall of Adventure. I'm not sure I'm going to have a Hall of Adventure next week. See if I can keep the reins on Roger over there, but we'll find out. We'll see. Okay, guys. Thanks for showing up here at the Manor once again, and I will catch you next time.